Okay, so we are opened up in our workbook to page 81. We are going to correct last night's homework. All right, so here's page 81. The first number we had was number 5. And so remember, we were practicing adding decimals. So stacking them up, lining up the decimal, dropping the decimal down, filling in any spaces with zeros, then adding them. So for number 5, you should have gotten 30 and 15 hundredths. So 30.15. Now if you added and you forgot the decimal, you need to mark it wrong because 3015 is very different from 30 and 15 hundredths. Remember, you always drop that decimal straight down. Questions on number 5. Okay, number 8. So this one they did not stack for you, so you wanted to make sure the 26 lined up with the 39 and the 7 was lined up with the 4. If you lined those up correctly and brought your decimal straight down and added correctly, you should have ended up with 66 and 18 hundredths. Other questions on number 8? Okay. Then you had number 11. So number 11, you had 3 numbers to add. So your 45, that 5 should have lined up with the 2 in the first number, and the 4 should have gone to the left a little bit. And then your 58.06, the 58 should have lined up with the 45. So the 2, the 5, and the 8 all should have lined up. Then the 06 should have lined up with the 94. If you lined it up correctly, dropped your decimal down all the way, and did your math correctly, you should have wound up with 106 even. Yes, Jacko.
Would it be okay if you put it after 106 and had 0?
Yes. Yep, definitely. If you add 106.00, that works. Zoe. So that means you made a silly mistake while you were adding. Yep. And again, if you guys look at 3 numbers and you go, whoa, that's a little too much for me to add at once when it comes to decimals, you could just add the first 2 numbers or add 2 of the numbers, get that answer, then add the 3rd number. That's completely okay. Just every time you're adding, you're making sure that decimal point lines up. Yes, Will. Yep, exactly. You could do that. I know people who they'll add up the whole numbers first, get the whole number, and then they'll add up the decimal or anything to the right of the decimal, and then they'll add that together. So yeah, that could work. Now, that would only work with adding. Subtracting doesn't work as well. Subtracting, you need to line it up and subtract it. But with adding, you would be able to take it apart by whole numbers and decimals. Questions on number 11. How did we feel 1 through 5 on page 81 with our homework? Show me. 1 through 5, how did you feel? Okay. How did we feel? Okay. Yosius, how did you feel? Okay. Frankie. Jack P., how did you feel about your homework 1 through 5? Okay. Okay. Then let's go on to 82. So 82, we had 12 and 17. So for number 12, it said, how much combined snowfall was there in Milwaukee and Oklahoma City? So you should have taken Milwaukee at 87 and 8/10 plus Oklahoma City 17 and 3/10, which would give you 105 and 1/10 inches. Inches is your unit. If you forgot inches, this would be marked wrong on a test. So make sure you have 105 and 1/10 inches. Questions on number 12? Addie. 105 and 1/10?
Yes. And then inches above snowfall or okay?
Definitely. That would work. All right. Then we had number 17. So number 17. This was reasoning. Riley adds 45 and 3/10 and 3 and 21 hundredths. Should his sum be greater than or less than 48? Tell how you know. So The sum should be greater than 48. Now, how you explained is up to you. My book said the sum should be greater than 48 because the whole numbers have a sum of 48 without adding the decimals. So basically they're saying, you know that it's going to be greater than 48 because if you just add the 45 and the 3, that's already 48. So adding a decimals to that, then that will be greater than just the whole number 48, no matter what. Are there questions on number 17? Zoe. Oh, just a second. Hello? Okay. Yes, I will do that. Okay, that sounds good. You're welcome. Bye. All right, so Zoe, what was your question first?
I said it wrong. I said like color that I didn't know because 45 plus 3 plus 48 plus 0 plus 24 hundredths.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think it's it.
100th? Yeah. So you basically, you added it all up to figure it out, right? Okay. I mean, yeah, kind of. No, that works. If you said, well, if you add the 45 plus the 3 plus the 3/10 plus the 2100th, that's going to be greater than 48. Yeah, that works. Okay. Awesome job. How do we feel about our homework overall? 1 through 5. Show me on your hand. 1 through 5 overall, how do we feel about the whole homework assignment? Okay. Okay. Awesome. Did anyone find any silly mistakes in their math as they were correcting? Any silly mistakes? Okay. Yep. So we want to make sure we're looking for those silly mistakes. What I need from you, so nice job correcting your homework.